Okay, I think we should be live here. Let me make sure the audio is working. Dun, 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 dun. Is the audio working in this? Do, 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 do. I think it is working, but let me double check. Is the audio working? Is the audio working? Yes, audio is working. Excellent. Well, hello YouTube. Um, Hello future Azren. Fun fact. Fun fact about a lot of these live streams. They are semi-selfish in some ways. What I mean by that, actually, they're mostly selfish. Um, I make these live streams, which are, inherently quite boring to watch for my own benefit because I know in the future, 10 years down the line, I'll want to go back and look at them and watch them and be like, whoa, that's what I was like. Holy cow, that's crazy. Or, whoa, I was doing that when I was 26. Whoa, cool. So hello, future Azren, if you're watching this, or who knows if there's other people in my family in the future, grandkids, kids, whoever, that wanted to see what Azren was like at the age of 26. But anyway, that's a different topic. So it's about 11 p.m. here in Calgary. Um, I've got about 25, 30 minutes here. I am going to be spending some time messaging different people to set up collaborations and basically spend some time doing a little bit of networking to get connected in with some different people that I wasn't connected with before, reconnect with some different people as well. So that's kind of what's going on right now. So if you have any suggestions on who you would like me to collaborate with, or people you want me to hit up, or people you want to see me make a video with, or people who you think could be a good idea to reach out to, send me, type it into the chat here. Be like, hey, Azrin, I think you should reach out to so and so. And I'll be like, cool. And I'll have a look to see if I want to reach out. So that's kind of what's going on right now. I'm going to type this into the video description in case people are hopping on in the middle of the stream here. Hello, hello, people who are just hopping on the stream. Hello, hello, hello. Let's type this in here. So, oopsies. There we go. Okay. Who should I collab with? Let me know in the chat. I'm looking to reach out to some new people and start making new friends. Save changes. Awesome. Now it's in the description of the video. Read description. There we go. Save changes. Go back. Awesome sauce. So, first person we're going to hit up here, unplug my phone. Oops. First person we're going to hit up is somebody who I used to talk with every month, but haven't spoken with in a bit. So, I'm going to fire her a message here. Hey, Alex. Do we have any calls set up in the near future? Just realized we hadn't spoken in a bit. There we go. One message sent. Let's also reach out to my buddy from Linguistics Pro, who some of you guys know. Ruben is his name. Hey, how are things going? Want to hop on a Skype sometime soon and chat? We can maybe even do a podcast or something. Podcast or YouTube live together if you want. There we go. Those are two people I've reached out to. Hello, people who are joining this live stream. We're basically in this live stream at 11:07 p.m. Starting to reach out to some different people. Starting to reach out to some different people to work with, to collaborate with, make some new friends, whether it be in my city, in new cities, other cities. That's basically what's going on here. So the next person I'm going to hit up here, this is crazy, crazy story for you guys. Do you guys know Yo-Yo Chinese? Have you heard of her? So Yo-Yo Chinese is a Chinese account on YouTube. She recently followed me on Instagram, and she only follows like 110 people. And so I don't think it's a random follow. I think she heard of me somehow. Let's reach out to her, actually, and fire her an email. Info at yo-yo. Oopsies. Info, what's her email? Email is info at yoyochinese.com. Fire a message here. Instagram. Follow. Hi. What is her name? Is her name Yo-Yo? I think it is. Fire her email here. No, it can't be her name. Is that her name? What's her name? Let's look up Yo-Yo Chinese's name. What's her name? I love her Chinese videos. They're so good. They're so good. Oh no, Yang. Okay, cool. Hey, Yang. This is Azren, aka Azren, the language nerd. About 2 weeks ago, you followed me on Instagram. I am very flattered. I love your Mandarin videos on your YouTube, and they had helped me a lot in the early phases of me studying Mandarin. Secondly, I know how popular your programs are, and I was so humbled that you chose to follow me, especially since you only follow 111 people on your Instagram. I would drop you an email, say thanks. So if you would ever be interested, I'd love to have you on as a guest for interview on my channel and for a podcast. If that is something. Actually, why don't we do something different? You'd be interested in smiley face. Talk soon. Send. Okay, that's done. Hello, people. Hello, Rajiv. Hello, Renata. It's 2:10 a.m. Wow, super duper late in Brazil. Super flattered that you're watching this. Okay, let's see here. We have a job from Easy Languages I need to take care of. What do they tell me to do? They sent me an email. Easy Languages. Hi, Tina. Let's fire them an email back here. I'll have a look through and get on those. Get on those as soon as I can. I have some tests at university this week, but should be early October. Future videos after that will be done properly as of the first attempt. At least I will try my best to do that. Okay, we should get that done here. That's a big opportunity. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, there we go. Rajiv says, "Hi, buddy. So there's a thing I'm facing right now. The problem is I don't have too many people to talk to with in English. So what should I do? Should I listen more or should I do shadowing? Listen more, do some shadowing, do both, and you can find people to talk with on Hello Talk and there we go. Rajiv, check out Hello Talk and italki. You can find people to practice with there. But yes, do more shadowing, do more listening, do both, and use Hello Talk and use italki. Renata, yes, people are sleeping here in my house. It's 11:13, so got to talk quietly. All right, who should we reach out to next here? Let's fire an email off to Michael. Michael. What did I? Oh, it was in October. Let's reach out. Michael Gretton, Michael, here we go. Reached out to ask you if, when did I do that talk? When did I do it? It was October, wasn't it? Yeah. Never ask you if the summer conference was taking place again this October. So are you looking for speakers again? I would be happy to speak. You are. Additionally, where any other conferences take place, you may be interested in having speak about topics related to language education and or language learning. Thanks. And looking forward to being back. Smiley face. Send. Awesome. Andy suggests Michael from the Polyglot Files. Yeah, we've done some work together, I think, in the past. I don't remember if it was on my channel or not, or his, but we have done something. Rajiv says, "Are you from India?" Yes, my family's from India. I'm born in Canada, though. Yeah, let me check this out. Polyglot Files. Let's check this out here. Polyglot Files. I'm pretty sure we did something already. Polyglot Files, Azren. Yes, we did do a video on his channel, but we haven't done anything on mine. Whoa.
Oh, we're live. Yay! Hello, welcome to the Polyglot Files. My name is Michael, and today we're actually doing a pretty special video. I have a guest with me, but not just any guest. I have Azren, the language nerd. So you guys know enough about me. Why we'll pass it over to Azren, and he can doing well. I see Apex in the comments. Think you follow me too. That's cool. I didn't know you followed both of us, but
So anyway, we have done something. But nothing on my channel. Yeah, let's hit him up. Why not? Let's send him a message here. Send him a message. Send him a message. You know what I kind of want to do, guys? I kind of want to send a message to like our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm super into language learning. I'd be honored to have you on my I don't know. It'd be cool. Wouldn't it be cool to do a video with your prime minister? I don't know. I feel like screw it. I'm gonna send him a message. I'm gonna send my prime minister a message. Here we go. Here he is. Our prime minister, Justin Trudeau. There's our prime minister. I'm gonna send him a DM. Why the heck not? Hi, Justin. How are you? I know you must be bombarded with DMs from Canadians around the world, from Canadians, but I thought I would try to reach out just in case you happened to read my message. What should we say? This is the Prime Minister. What do I want? I was wondering. Actually, I am extremely passionate about language learning, about learning different languages. I currently I speak English, French, Spanish, Gujarati. I can't believe I'm messaging our Prime Minister. Isn't that crazy? Gujarati and Mandarin. I so send on my social media platforms. I talk. I share my language learning journey and tips for other language learners. I am looking to reach more people with and share. Actually, I'm looking to share my passion with more people. I was wondering if I if if I was wondering uh, if I could. What am I going to ask him, guys? What should we ask the Prime Minister? Other more people. I was wondering if there was any way. What should I ask him? What would be useful? Like, I speak French. Like, we, anyway, you may be able to assist with that. Seeing as French is an official language of Canada, perhaps I feel like it could be a good community initiative. I don't know. What else do you say? Anyway, hope to hear back soon. There we go. It's done. Messaged our, check it out. I messaged our prime minister. There it is. So here's the crazy thing, right? Now that this is documented, on the 0.01% chance I get a reply and that turns into something, we have the process documented. Anyway, let's read through the chat here. Azren, have you ever collaborated with Idaho and Ness? I don't think you have. Yeah, I think he'd be fun to collaborate with. One of the prime minister's aides will likely read it, not the actual prime minister. You're probably right. How many years it took you to become fluent in Spanish? Probably like 3 or 4 to become comfortable, and then 5, 6 to become like really strong, something like that. You know what's funny? I should message. I should reach out to more Idosa. Oh, okay, Idosa, cool. Do you know who I should reach out to? I should reach out to more like non-language people, like who knows, like politics people, business owners, like just other people who have an audience, and be like, hey, here's what I want to do. I want to promote my language stuff to more people. Any way we could work together. Let's do that. Holy cow. My one friend has a big following. I had no idea. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, she's a vlogger too. I don't know she's a vlogger. Interesting. Let's see here. Who can we reach out to that makes sense? Who would make sense to work with? Who makes sense to work with? And yes, Renata, Prime Minister of Canada. Yes, that's who I reached out to. Who's in charge in Calgary of like promoting French? Who's in charge of that? Okay, government officials, Calgary, language, foreign language promotion. Guys, who promotes foreign language stuff in the government? Like who? Who does this? Probably like, is there like a language ministry? Linguistic characteristics, foreign language, communications. Let's see. Languages. Calgary. What is this? I found something interesting. The Calgary Francophone Community on the government. This is on the Office of the Commissioner. What is this? Okay. It's a project on the Francophone. Wow, this is cool. Who did this? Who worked on this? Let's get a name. Contact us. Office of the Commissioner. General inquiries, filing complaint. Oh, do you know what? I got a good idea. We need to contact a news outlet. I got a good idea. Media in Calgary. Let's see here. Who do I know who's in media? Who do I know in local media? I must know somebody. I know a lot of people. Who do I know in local news? Oh, do you know who I know? I know who I know. Good idea. Let me reach out to her. I know someone who knows someone in local news. Um, I had a quick question for you. I was wondering who at what radio station does he work at? Interesting in I have. He's not. Oh, he has a website. Interesting. Okay. You know what's funny? I wonder if he wants to be. Oh, oh, that's crazy. He should work with me. Hmm. Oh, this is cool. I could really help him out, actually. Oh, yeah. He's a good. I could help this guy out, and he could help me. Okay, let me see here. How would that work? What's the connection between us? I found a cool collaboration to do. Um, so Rajiv asks, would you consider yourself that you've achieved a strong C2 level? In Spanish, I don't know if I'm at a strong C2, just because that takes, yeah, it's tough to say. I'm not sure if I'm at a C2. I'm definitely in between a C1 and C2. I think there's some elements of my language I would need to brush up on. I would need to expand my vocabulary. I would need more technical terminologies, more. Yeah, I know my gaps. I've got some vocabulary gaps for sure. So, do I think the earth is flat? No. Good night, Andy. No, I don't think the world is flat. Isn't that like a thing that's well established now that the world is not flat? Okay, what is the connection between him and me? What's the connection? What's the connection? How can I work with you? How can I work with you, bud? Hmm. Yeah, like I don't contacts, members. Um, I just want more people to. You know, that's a good idea. Do you know what I need to do, guys? I need to contact every single local media outlet in my city. Everybody, every single one at a time, 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 and tell them and share my story of what I'm up to. I think I could really win. I think I could really, really win. Let's do that now. Let's do that right now. Let's start that process. Let's send these guys an email. Um, let's send this an email here, Melissa. So here we go, emails. Melissa. My name is actually. Let me just fire a message to him first. I was wondering who I would need to contact in order. I've been spending the time to to want to create more resources and support systems for language learners in the city. That's not what I want to do. Trying to create more resources and support system for language learners in the city. Like to keep on. I would like to create there are likely many people who have this interest, but anyway, anyone do not know anyone else who does. You contact in order to actually get time to post the website. It seems like what's her name? Melissa, is it? Seems like who's the person on the website? Melissa is the best. Seems like Melissa. Contact. There we go. That message is sent. Beauty. Beauty, beauty. I need to make a note of this. I need to reach out to every single local media outlet. So email all local media outlets about what I'm up to. Yeah, I really win with that. As Calgary, where I live, is such a monolingual city that if I just literally one at a time, systematically cold email every single news outlet about what I'm doing, what I'm up to is so freaking unique in my city, and it's so bonkers out there and so unusual, and people are gonna think it's so cool that I'll win. People are gonna give me someone's gonna give me an at bat, and it's gonna be a spark. It's gonna be the spark. Um, yeah, it's gonna be the spark to some pretty big things that I'm excited about. And yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna win. It's gonna work. That's such a good idea. I've had the thought in the past, but I wasn't ready. I didn't have something big enough built. But I think right now I have enough of an infrastructure where there's a good news story, like a news story, a local news story on me is a good idea. It's a fantastic idea. It's a good idea. It's a good for whoever is featuring me. It's a good story for them. And so I think it's a real win-win. A local media outlet covering my story. It's a good idea for the news outlet. It's a good idea for me. I'm big enough in my city where it makes sense. So anyway, I'm gonna fire one more message off to Idosa. Fire that message off right now, and then I'll go to sleep. Let's fire this guy a message here. Where's your contact, buddy? Where's this buddy's contact? Buddy, where's your Here we go. Found his contact. Interview on my YouTube. I have known about you for about a year or two now, and have always been fascinated by the approach of learning languages. I was doing a live stream a minute ago on my YouTube channel. Someone recommended that we do a video together on this. A great idea. I thought that this was a good idea. I was wondering if you would be interested in coming on my channel for an interview, a live streamed interview. I understand that you are likely a busy person, and it is not a problem at all if this is not something you could tolerate. See below for my social media links to learn more about me. Looking forward to hearing back. And a language nerd. Put my social media links in here. There we go. Copy, paste, and fire that off. Perfect. That email is sent. Excellent. Perfect sauce. All right, guys. Well, we spent some time here. We hung out. We messaged people for collaborations. We messaged the Prime Minister of Canada. And yeah, I think it's a productive 39 minutes here. Let's answer a couple questions, and then I gotta hop off. I gotta leave. So we have you learned Spanish while being in your country, or had you been to Spain to learn it? And how many hours you used to give to your how many hours did you study Spanish in the starting 2 years? Good question. So I started learning Spanish in my own country. So I took some classes, used online websites, yeah, used online websites and just learned in my own city. That would have been for roughly, I want to say probably a year, maybe even less than a year. It was either, yeah, it would have been roughly a year. I then spent about a month in Peru. Most of the time in Peru was touristy, but I did take a 2-week intensive Spanish class, which helped a fair bit. From there, I was studying in my own city where I majored in French and Spanish at my university. So it was a daily focus where I was in classes, doing homework. I used to also speak with different people in casual settings and tried my best. So my university offered a place called the Spanish Center where you can go and do casual speaking practice. So I used to go there every single day. Um, and then, roughly in the third year of learning Spanish, so first, second, third, yeah, third year of learning Spanish, I spent another month in Peru. This time was way more, I learned way more because I was basically living there with the family and I was volunteering in a school and it was a very local experience. It was not touristy at all or anything. So I really learned a lot in that month. And then I continued with my degree, majored in Spanish. I finished my degree off, and then in my last year of university, I visited a friend who lived in Chile for a month. And at that point, I already spoke Spanish really well, but obviously, you know, having full time Spanish for a month obviously helps a lot. So, in terms of how many hours I spent on Spanish, in the first year, it would have been probably about 3, I would say maybe 5 hours a week, 5 to maybe 5, maybe even more, maybe 5 hours of active study, and then maybe an additional 2, 3, 4 hours of thinking about Spanish, passive study, listening to music, just random things. So maybe 5 to 10 hours in the first year. In the second year, would have been much more intensive. It probably would have looked something like, yeah, I mean, I would say 15 hours a week, something like that. And then obviously keep in mind that I did the intensive course in Peru at the time for 2 weeks, which was about 25, 30 hours a week for 2 weeks, traveling throughout Peru, which obviously gave me opportunities to speak. So it's kind of the first 2 years and what that looked like. So quite a bit of study, I would think, more than the average person puts in. Hello, Luxus Plays. Good to see you. Good to see you. Have you ever been to Brazil? Yes, I have been to Brazil. I went there when I was 14, I think, so about 12 years ago. Um, I learned enough Portuguese to be able to communicate at a basic level while I was there. I have since forgotten all of my Portuguese, but I can now it still kind of sits in my brain to the point where if I hear someone speak Brazilian Portuguese, I'm able to usually understand with context. Not perfectly, but I can function. So, um, yeah, that's kind of where my Portuguese level is at. Did I miss any questions here? Let me scroll back and make sure I didn't miss anything. Um, we have a question here. So, how does italki work exactly? Do you have to pay or not? I've heard it's a pretty good tool to learn languages. Yeah, so italki has, as Andy said in the chat, two separate parts. It has a paid part where you hire tutors online who teach you via Skype. And then there's also the free part where you can have language exchanges with people for free. So you help the person you're speaking with learn your language, they help you learn your language. Wait, they help you learn their language. You help them learn your language. There we go. That makes sense. Um, And so that's kind of how that works. I've used italki a lot. I really like it. I've heard that some people prefer HelloTalk, the application. I've been hearing that more and more recently. So doesn't that look funny? Look at my hair bounce up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Look at that. Looks funny, no? Funny stuff. Yeah, I really like italki. I've used both the free sides and the paid sides of the website, so I am a big fan. Anyway, it seems like there's no more questions in the chat. I'll say a quick thing before we finish. In the video description, you're going to see a link to my podcast. It would mean the world to me if you were to go follow the podcast. I think there's some really good content there. I actually think that my content on the podcast is way more useful to language learners than anything I do on YouTube nowadays, because there's almost daily deep podcast episodes where we go into such a variety of aspects of language learning. And YouTube, I don't go quite as deep, and I don't post as many pieces of content as I do on the podcast. So podcast is probably the most useful place to follow me at this point in time. So if you're not following it, link is in the description. It's called the Language Learning Show. I highly recommend you follow it. Anyway, thank you for watching. We will talk later. Bye for now, guys. See ya.